Now, I don't know if this true tea or not, but who y'all think that pastor was that Kelly supposedly messing with? I see a lot of people saying JB, and y'all know who I'm saying when I say JB. I don't know if it's JB, if it's all true. Phaedra says she knows the family, and I don't really get her referring to JB and his new wife as a family. To me, when I think of a family, I think of like a husband, a wife, and kids, and they would destroy the family. Now, mind you, this could just be some shit that Phaedra told to Portia again, and Portia spreading. So this could just be a big ass confusion of lies. But who y'all think it is? Then also supposedly JB was Mr. Chocolate. If y'all remember seasons back when they was like Phaedra was messing with a man named Mr. Chocolate, that was supposedly JB.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Outside Girls channel. Kelli this, Kelli that. Hate it or love it, Kelli is carrying Real Housewives. The show literally hasn't been this good in seasons. Now, Kelli is not my type of girl in the grand scheme of things, but she is entertaining and stirring the pot. And Little Miss Drama has a little drama of her own. And the girls are talking. Let's get into it.
Okay, y'all, so who was the married pastor Kelli slept with in 2024 after the BET Awards? Bravo is so messy. They let us hear the rest of the conversation at the end of the show. 2024 was when Will Smith came back with that gospel track and he had Kurt Franklin and Chandler Moore perform. Now, I ain't saying that it was Kurt, even though he and Kelli are the same height. But I do feel like at 56 years old, he ain't running to his phone to call another man and say, guess who I just slept with? Portia did say a man wouldn't do that, but a boy would. Now, the other man, Chandler Moore, he's best known for co-founding Maverick City Music. He is married and a worship pastor at a church in Atlanta. And he is also only 31, which would put him in that boyish category. Not just in age, but in action. Again, I ain't saying it's either one of them. But what do y'all think?
Guys, I have been doing a deep dive about this allegation because I want to get this right. I have been investigating. I deserve a Scooby-Doo award. So I've been doing a super deep dive and I want to get this right, guys, because there's so many rumors going on. So as you guys know, fast recap, Portia Williams alleges that Kelli hooked up with a pastor that she met on a plane flight and was hanging out with him BET Awards weekend. So let's break it down. Let's go. So the first person that everyone is alleging is Pastor John Gray. So guys, Pastor John Gray is a pastor of a megachurch connected to Joel Osteen. He was there in attendance BET Awards weekend because Kirk Franklin was being honored. However, I don't believe it's Pastor John Gray because Pastor John Gray's wife was with him the entire weekend. I mean, based on what I see, she attended multiple events with him, unless he snuck off and went to Kelli's room one night. I mean, that is a possibility, but I'm not totally convinced. However, I also confirmed that there were only a few pastors that were there. Okay, based on what I'm seeing, Jamal Bryant was not in attendance, and Pastor Keon Henderson is not in attendance. Keon Henderson, as you may know, is the new husband of Shawnee O'Neal, Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife, and I confirmed that he was not there. Now, based on my investigation, now that's not a positive finding, but John Gray was there, and so was Kirk Franklin, and one more name. Pastor Mike Jr., guys, this is who I believe it could be. Pastor Mike Jr. was there, and guess what? His wife was not in attendance. Or this could be a big nothing burger, and Portia Williams could be lying like she always does. Portia could be trying to distract from her poor behavior and blaming poor Kelli and lying on her. I don't know what to believe. Though I will say, Phaedra did not want it coming out who the pastor was, so there could be validity for that reason. Tell me your thoughts, guys. Who do you think the infamous pastor was? And like, share, and subscribe for more stories like
Kelli is sick of y'all spreading that information about her and the married pastor being together. Did y'all see a clip of her talking about it? Here it go.
When I have people sending me messages about their families and their congregations, I want no parts of this, right? Y'all ain't gonna get me banned from church. I want to still be able to go to church, and I want to still be able to praise and worship, okay? So this list that's going around and you guys tagging these pastors and tagging congregations, it has to stop. Enough is enough. I don't play it. I don't like it. It's not fun. And these are people's real livelihoods.
So the married man that Kelli was sleeping with is a pastor?
Like, I don't know, y'all. That pastor might actually have to step forward, because in the last hour that this episode has been out, I have seen at least 5 very well-known Black pastors attached to this, or people are trying to attach to this, all married. And these are very well-known men. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want nobody coming for me because I don't want to be wrong. So, but that's kind of dangerous, because either all of them are innocent or 4 of them are innocent and one of them is true. Like, we don't really know. But I think it's dangerous for the pastors that are innocent, that their names are now just being attached to possibly stepping out on their marriage. And I'm gonna keep it being with y'all. I remember when Portia first said this whole thing about Kelli messing with a pastor, and everybody was like, I don't believe Portia, she just saying anything because of the that felt real, y'all. I'm sorry. Now that moment you could tell that Portia was trying her best to hold her tongue. Like, she wanted to let it loose. Like, people are pulling up who Phaedra is following, because she said that there was one of Phaedra's clients. Like, baby, whoever that pastor is might actually really want to step forward, because these people online might figure it out by morning, and don't let the peacock watch us tomorrow. I'm one of them too. I ain't judging, but I just watched it early tonight. But the peacock watches log on tomorrow. Boom, 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 boom. They might mess around and find you. So, I mean, yeah, they might find out who that pastor is. So, I don't know, y'all. I think that pastor might have to actually step it on forward. But, baby, Portia was about to wear that young lady out. You can actually tell that they had edited that fight. You can tell that fight with Portia and Kelli got real heated. You can tell by the body language. They chopped and screwed that footage right on up. But yeah, y'all, let me know if y'all find out.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Millie Chun. Y'all, when I saw this, I was like, let me get up so we can talk about it. We had gone live last night, right? About to get off the live, and shout out to Sasha, okay? Because Sasha got our gears turning. Baby, you got to dig deep, okay? You got to dig a little deeper. First of all, this is all alleged and in my personal opinion. And with that being said, these pastors right here, no, this is surface. And I think the reason that these pastors are being brought up is because they're more relevant. Okay, Jamal just got married. He freshly married. Jamal ain't cheating on nobody. Now, John Gray, now I can see him leaving out of the house in the middle of the night. But not even him. And definitely not Keon. No, that's not it. Hold on. Baby, when Sasha dropped this on us last night, we got to work. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do y'all know Ben Tankard and Jewel Tankard? They were on a Bravo show. I had misspoke and said own, but they were on a Bravo show called Thicker Than Water. He's a jazz musician. He's a pastor. He's a pilot. Jewel has been linked to Phaedra and Candy. Candy and Todd was on their show. Matter of fact, we pulled it up last night. Candy and Todd in the backyard eating barbecue, talking about finances with the Tankards. Then somebody in the comments said that Jewel had been on Married to Medicine with the dentist. Think about it. She had. Then I remember Jewel being on The Housewives with Phaedra. She had come to visit. And then somebody said that Jewel had Phaedra on her show too. And I had Googled it and they said it was a crossover. Right? Now, I think Jewel is his second wife. And you know they had them kids, them grown kids, keeping them in church. Child, hold on. When Portia had mentioned earlier about the pastor on the plane, I promise to God, I was like, I don't know about this one. I don't know. I'm with Portia, but it just seems so far-fetched until this happened.
Married preacher, she mad at me. She that married man on that plane, and you know exactly who he is.
I know.
You know that he's your goddamn plane. He's not a stewardess. Now, I ain't trying to out nobody.
Now, honey, you can believe whatever you want, okay? We just all over here making our own assumptions, right? But this is what I will say. One thing about it, when you piss me off, and probably you too, the truth will come out. Y'all remember when they was on the bus and Portia was going back and forth with Kelli? And she was like, I'm going to tell it. I can't remember exactly what Portia said, but I know exactly what Phaedra said. No, 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 no. And then in Phaedra's confessional, she was like, no, I don't think Portia should do that because I know the family and I wouldn't want that to get out. She knows the family. And then for Portia to say, that's your client, you know exactly who I'm talking about. You got to think big. So no, I don't believe it was Pastor Bryant, Pastor Gray, or Pastor Henderson. I think they are just more relevant and it's easier because they're more surface. But when you get down under it and you really think about it, I think that's the one. Allegedly, and in my personal opinion. And then down here it says that Kelli is the only person that Kelli follows is Keon. That don't mean nothing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. It's your girl Millie Chun, and we can talk about all this later. Bye, y'all.
Everyone trying to figure out what Pastor Kelli allegedly fucking on. Suggestions have been made. Someone said Jamal Bryant. That's too easy. Someone said Pastor Keon. I don't think it's that one either. But the suggestion that hit like grits for me was John Gray. You seen Kelly ex-husband? That John Gray is Kelly type. That's what she like. That I would not be surprised. Them other ones y'all been saying, I'd be like, nah. I don't think Kelly Pastor Brian Speed. I'm gonna be real. I want to say this in a respectful way because these are preachers. I think personally that Jamal Bryant likes women of a bit more substance. You know, like in all serious, you know, Giselle is very, very, you know, substancey like. Phaedra that we know of. Malaysia Pargo is also, she's no shrinking violet and she's not dumb. And then who's the other one? Oh, Pastor Holy Whore, Phaedra. You know, I don't see it for Kelly. Based on what I've seen on my TV. Obviously, I don't know these people. But I don't think that. And Pastor Keon, you know, he out here this way. Based on what I've heard. I've heard some things. I'm not saying it's true. I don't think Kelly his type. I don't think Kelly his type. I think John Gray might be the one. If there is one, that's the one. You know, Gray liked to cheat. He liked to cheat. I done seen him in a very embarrassing interview with his wife. And that's always a good detail for me. Like, I feel like the leg that Pastor Keon have to stand on is that he don't be in no mess like that. Well, he be in mess, but not with the women's. You see what I'm saying? Not with the women's. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying with the stop all that ruckus. That's what I'm saying.
I just got done watching this last episode of Real Housewives. And I'm sitting here like, well, damn, did Kelli sleep with it? Because when Portia first said it, I didn't believe it. I thought Portia just wanted to just throw something out there, see if it stuck. But then in that van, when you could see Portia kind of, the conversation, the argument's getting heated, and Portia was adjusting herself like she was about to spill, and Phaedra intercepts and go, wait. I'm like, damn, that kind of makes me believe it. And then I go, wait. If this is part 2 of Phaedra doing the same gameplay that she did about 5-7 years ago, using the same fucking puppet to plant a different seed around, that would be crazy. Because you see how, I don't know, we just have to watch the season to figure it out, find out. But why does Phaedra know the family? Even Portia's story about how it went about don't really make sense. Because I forgot who said it, was like, well, how did he say it to you? And she said, Portia goes, oh, he was like being like a little boy type of thing. He did it on a little boy type of thing. I don't know. That don't sound like that. I don't know. It seemed like a cover-up story that she had to say because she knew she got that information from Phaedra for real. Could it be Phaedra doing the same game plan and planting something and spreading a rumor, but using Portia to spread the rumor for her and doing the dirty work? That would be insane, actually. That would be insane. Also, real quick, I wanted to say, when Kelly was like, didn't you sleep with R. Kelly or whatever?
I looked at K Michelle because just recently I saw K Michelle in an interview professing her love and how she used to love R. Kelly. K Michelle was like, "Whoa, like everybody's weird." Anyway, one more thing: how Cynthia had clocked Pinky, Shamia, Kelly. Like, all right, I did the best that I could do. Let's move on. Love that for my girl. I like to see Cynthia finally like have her footing on Housewives of Atlanta, and she's not even a peach holder. She a friend of. But honestly, she reigns in this environment more than when she was with the big dogs. But now she the big dog, and I like to see her clock the youngins. Like, all right, we're moving on from that. Even when Cynthia was like, I would think that if you're a vegan, you're coming to a place like Texas, that you're gonna be surrounded by a lot of fucking meat. Like, she right. She right. What you doing? Is K Michelle cool? What is her beef with Drew? It's weird. It's very weird. I saw a tweet that also said K Michelle and Pinky being in a sorority and saying they never been on a girls trip isn't weird. And I'm like, yeah, that is fucking weird. And they like standing on it like, oh, I've never been on a girl. Oh, this my first girls trip. You're a loser. Y'all 45 years old. Talking about this is my first girls trip. Girl, get the hell on.
But yeah, so they were hanging out. Kelly, Portia, and Kim. They were hanging out, doing their thing. Excuse me, Kimberly, because there is a Kim from Real Housewives in the past.
Yeah.
So Kimberly, Kelly, and Portia were hanging out, having a little tea and girl talk time, tea time, And this mess comes up. They're doing good, but this mess comes up where Portia is accusing Kelly of sleeping with married men, and Portia says she's the receipt.
Yeah, about
She
that.
says she's the receipt. She's the receipt of how she knows.
Her story, and I like Portia. I think I just like Portia because she looked good. I'm just gonna be honest.
Portia's beautiful. Beautiful woman.
Because
Gorgeous.
she be lying. And so it's like even when she was telling the story then, it sounded ridiculous. And now like that it's aired on TV, recently she did an explanation video. She was sitting with Cynthia and she was explaining, like re-explaining that situation, and she started off by saying, I know it was confusing, but what I meant was
Like that voice.
I can't really do her. I can do Katie. But basically, I'll make it quick. So basically, she said, for those who may have not seen this little video, or we can pull up the snippet. I'll figure out how we can do that. But anyways, she basically said that she used to date a guy years ago. That guy, who is now married, happened to be sleeping with Kelly, and he had texted Dennis, and her and Dennis happened to be together cooking dinner. Okay.
At Portia's house.
At Portia's house. They co-parent,
Yes.
whatever. So they were cooking, and he happened to get the text and said, look. And so that's how that went. He said, I'm effing Kelly. Huh? So he showed the message to Portia. She sees it, she claims, and in real time, she's getting all these messages. So I guess.
But do you think he showed her, or was she being nosy?
She said he showed her. And that was it. She said, so I'm the receipt because I know what I see.
Now, Kelly, come on. So first, Kelly is showing up in her confessional with a white V-neck Tom Ford t-shirt, and even the producers had to call this out because what are you doing? And we understand Kelly is going through a very challenging time this season, so we do appreciate that she is still showing up to scenes and still clocking in for work. But here's where Kelly went wrong this episode. We know that she still has issues with Portia because of the married man rumor, but putting that glass in Portia's face is diabolical. And we have seen in the past how Portia responds to prompts or anything in her face, and it is not good. So they left us on a to be continued, more to come next week, but let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts on Kelly this season? Give us a follow for your weekly Atlanta recaps.
Portia ain't hear that story about Kelly supposedly sleeping with a married man from one of her homeboys. She heard that from Phaedra. And that is exactly why she kept on looking for Phaedra for validation and why Phaedra kept trying to hush her about it. History is definitely repeating itself because this is extremely reminiscent to the whole Candy, Portia, and Phaedra situation from season 9? Let's talk about the whole K. Michelle and Portia situation. Portia, Phaedra, and Drew have been known to be liars on this show. On the other hand, Kay, as far as reality TV is concerned, has been known to be 100% authentic, real, and honest. So it is completely baffling to me how all of a sudden y'all are choosing to believe Portia over K. Michelle in that whole situation. I personally definitely believe they were plotting because that is a housewife tactic. And at this point, Drew, Phaedra, and Portia are all veterans in the housewives game. Now y'all know I do not see it for some damn Kelli, but I absolutely did not like how Portia stuck her finger all up in her face and then had the nerve when Kelli pointed that glass. Was like, get that glass up out my girl. You started with the pointing and invading my personal space first. Now I had Kelli would have clocked her with that glass upside her head. Kelli wouldn't have been wrong. And again, I definitely agree with K Michelle because out of Portia's mouth, y'all were friends. So as a friend, why is you talking to my ex about me, but you ain't tell me that you was talking to my ex? Like, come on, y'all. I need y'all to make it make sense. Use y'all well, I can't say use your common sense because, as we all know, common sense is definitely not so common. Like, is it just me, or is it seeming like in Shamia's mind, if she don't produce an heir, a son for Gerald, Gerald is going to leave her? Now, I really hope that's not the case. I don't know African and Nigerian culture like that, but that's what he is giving with how adamant she was like, this has to take. I'm so mad they ended this with a damn to be continued. Now I gotta wait a whole damn week to see what happened between Portia and Kelli.
And it's all fun and games, but when I have people sending me messages about their families and their congregations, I want no parts of this, right? Y'all ain't gonna get me banned from church. I want to still be able to go to church, and I want to still be able to praise and worship, okay? So this list that's going around and you guys tagging these pastors and tagging congregations, it has to stop. Enough is enough. I don't play it. I don't like it. It's not fun. And these are people's real livelihoods. And I have had to deal with someone affecting my real livelihood on this show. Okay? So let's cut it out. Okay? I'm not a part of the Mile High Club. I'm not interested in a pastor. I'm not interested in sleeping with anybody's husband. I am very much happy with who I'm with and what's going on. Enough is enough, y'all. Okay?
Enjoy the show.
Like, literally, no, seriously, enjoy the show. Y'all got this whole list of pastors going around. Y'all got pastors sending me messages and DMs and emails and at congregation. Y'all, cut this out. Seriously. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all got this whole list of pastors that's going on. Y'all need to literally, at this point, make a donation on Sunday. Because, y'all, I mean, seriously. Y'all need to make a donation on Sunday and keep it moving. Okay? Like, enough is enough. I don't want any parts of it. I will deal with freak and fraud at reunion. Okay? And that's it. Let's grow up. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy the show. And just leave it at that. But leave me out of it. Make a donation to these people churches. Okay? All these people, all this list. Pastor Jamal Bryant, let me be very clear, y'all. And I want to clear that up too. I'm a Be More girl. I went to Pastor Jamal Bryant's church when it was in a, in a college? In a college auditorium, okay? This man actually renewed my 10-year vow renewals to my ex-husband. Stop, y'all. Enough is enough, okay? Candy, come back down here because these hoes is lying. And in the words of Jamal Bryant, these hoes ain't loyal. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.
Well, y'all, Kelli said y'all got her messed up. Y'all are dragging her good name. But the speculations of the pastors are sending me. Y'all really did y'all big one with those deep dives. Y'all get in the comments. Tell me how you feel. Who do you think it is? Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. I'll be back at y'all tomorrow. Bye.